legacy?
Hard work. I think people remember him as, I mean, first of all, the guy was just, I came really to understand him and know him when I became mayor, because he was still on the city council. He just had this ability to take like large amounts of facts and information and just sort them out in his head. So he was a process person that would make his decision upon everything, right? I mean, he would really make sure he gathered all the information and then make a decision. And not always what was best for him personally, but what was best for the city. And I was always amazed by that. Guy was a genius. He really was. I just watch him, and he would just, I mean, he would add numbers in his head. And I'd be like, what? And he stayed, and so one example is, so in 1993, everybody ran on the whole, schools are overcrowded, we got to build a new school. So when I get elected, it took me a little while to, get all the paperwork together and the, bond authorization. So we sent it downstairs, and it didn't pass.
In city council?
Yeah, it didn't pass. So he, sort of the voice of reason, was able to, get enough votes to get the thing passed. And everybody had run on it, like, yeah, we need to build another school, it's overcrowded, and it didn't pass, so we're all kind of shocked. But he didn't give up. I mean, that very night, he just kept, coming at it from different angles and got it passed. But
and this was the new high school?
It was Samoset School.
Samoset, okay.
1994, I think is what it was. So, but I watched him, and I was just so amazed at him, his abilities, that anytime a project came up, I'm like, you serve on the committee? So anytime any big projects were going on, I asked him, and he's like, sure, whether it was the library or a school project, I always had him on there, because I knew, he'd always protect the city and do what was right.
You said that when he was mayor, it wasn't a full-time...
It wasn't. It was a part-time job. So he would go to work at GE, then he'd come here at lunchtime, and then he'd stay for as long as he could, and then I think GE was pretty good about, his time. And then he'd go back to GE and work, then he'd come back here. He'd be at night meetings, events all over the city. He was everywhere. I mean, he predated, TV. TV, him and I had a conversation, and he said, he wasn't sure whether TV, cable TV during the meetings was a good thing or a bad thing. He saw it as some positive things, but he was a real, bang on somebody's front door and give them a good handshake, and if they had any issues, they could certainly, didn't hold any grudges, that kind of thing, but just a really hard worker and just a brilliant guy.